everybody. Today I want to talk about the signs of inflammation and then some habits that can help you reduce inflammation. Before I get started though, I want to make sure that we're clear that acute inflammation and chronic inflammation are not the same. We're very much concerned about chronic inflammation, which is long-term elevated inflammation response in your body that comes from your habits, behaviors, food, disease, illness, versus, oh, I stubbed my toe and it's swelling, or I was injured, or I'm sick and I have a fever. That's an inflammatory response. We're more concerned about chronic consequences of inflammation. So first, I want to share with you guys some signs of chronic inflammation so we can get very clear on what that actually looks like in the body. First is fatigue. So if you're persistently feeling tired, that is one sign that you could possibly have chronic inflammation. Body pain. If you know anybody who has rheumatoid arthritis or any kind of arthritis, they typically have what's called inflammation of the whatever. Itis means inflammation. So that's why they're often given steroids to reduce the inflammation. So body pain, aches, usually it's like aches. Now, I want to be clear, because if you work out, you're going to have inflammation from working out and you're going to feel sore. That is an inflammation that we're not too concerned about. Digestive problems. So if someone is frequently feeling bloated, or they have diarrhea all the time, or they are just having indigestion, something like IBS, inflammatory bowel syndrome, meaning your colon, your bowels are inflamed. That is a sign of chronic inflammation. If that happens every once in a while, it's not a big deal. But if it happens persistently, then we start to get concerned. So whenever someone tells me that they're feeling bloated all the time, I always ask them what they're eating, because I want to know if there's something in their diet that is actually causing inflammation. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, that is a sign of inflammation. You might just need more sleep, because sleep reduces inflammation, but you also might be eating some things that are contributing to your brain fog, or you might be missing some nutrients that can help decrease inflammation. So you would want to look into that. Unexplained weight loss or weight gain. If you're someone who's like, I'm really diligent on my diet, I'm exercising, I'm sleeping, and then my body is just like gaining weight out of nowhere, that's a sign that something could be wrong. You could have an inflammatory response in your metabolism, in your endocrine system, we don't know. So that's something that you want to look out for. Or unexplained weight loss, where your body just will not digest food. You could eat, thousands and thousands of calories, and your body still doesn't want to hold on to any weight. That would be a concern. Skin issues like eczema, or persistent rashes are also a sign of inflammation. If you're always getting sick, that's a sign that something's wrong with your immune system. Maybe your immune system has been so chronically inflamed for so long, it's having a difficult time ramping itself back up. So we want to be a little bit cautious with that. And lastly, this is my favorite one because it can be pulled from a blood test, is your elevated blood markers. So your doctor will be able to tell you which blood markers for you are signs of inflammation. And of course, some doctors don't do these tests, but if you do have good insurance and you can ask your doctor, I would ask your doctor to do a blood test to look for signs of inflammation in the blood. So those are 8 signs of inflammation that I wanted to share with you. So now I want to share with you 3 major habits that can reduce your inflammation. The biggest one by far is stress. Most people live a very stressed life, meaning they don't have the tools to cope with whatever's happening around them. And this is not anybody's fault. This was me. I used to live a very stressed life. Even when I had all the money in the world, even when I didn't worry about bills, even when I had my dream job, I was still stressed. So learning how to reduce your fight or flight response is so important to your inflammation. If you're constantly in fight or flight, you're going to have low-grade inflammation. It's not the kind that you will feel right away, but 10, 15 years from now, you'll start to have problems. So how do we reduce stress? There's several ways. Number 1, go for a walk. I love that as a stress reducer. You double up on your habits because you get your exercise in, which reduces inflammation, but you also literally walk away the stress by moving your body. The emotions, you guys, emotions are stored in your body. They're stored in your body. By walking, you actually move the emotions through and out of your body. So you can reduce the impact of those emotions on your body, the stress, by moving. If you can't exercise, number 2 is going to be to journal. Journaling is a way for your body to process what's happening. If when you write, something happens between your brain and your hand, and it actually reduces the stress level of the incident or whatever life circumstances you're having. So please incorporate journaling, even if it's not, it doesn't have to be multiple pages. You just free write what is going on. That is so helpful for stress reduction. Okay, I know we're like, I'm not 15 years old. I don't need a diary. Be stressed. Be stressed then, baby. Be stressed. The third thing you can do is take an Epsom salt bath. Okay, just soaking in warm water can help relax your muscles. It can bring down your internal metronome that's going like this. That's what's causing your body to be chronically inflamed, low inflammation. So turn down that metronome by taking a bath. You can also practice deep breathing techniques. So you can practice square breathing, where you breathe and you imagine your breath going here. You can also just practice holding. So breathing in and then holding, and doing that regularly. Actually, when I was a teacher, that was something that we learned at teacher education school. In between your classes, do some 10 deep breaths to bring your body back down to baseline, because a lot of us are not running on baseline. So stress reduction. Number 2, stay hydrated. Okay, that's an easy thing, you guys. Most of you guys are already doing that. Staying hydrated will help your body to combat inflammation, because you're flushing out some of the toxins that you're receiving from your environment, from the chemicals in your body, from your food. So staying hydrated will help your body flush those things out. Okay. Number 3, eat an anti-inflammatory diet. So the easiest way to do this is to reduce sugar. One of the biggest causes of inflammation, we know this. You can look up any study, they'll tell you. Sugar is inflammatory. So we don't need to be crazy and neurotic about never having sugar again, but really trying to reduce the amount of non-natural sugar. So processed sugars in your diet is going to help you a ton. So instead, going for things like honey, fruit. If you're gonna have juice, making sure it's whole fruit juice with the pulp, so that it's not just this process. It has fiber in it, and it still has the vitamins and minerals that you need from the fruit. So reducing your sugar intake is going to be important for an anti-inflammatory diet. The second thing is, some people have responses to dairy and gluten and don't even know it. So experimenting with, okay, what foods do I feel better when I don't eat? For me, I didn't even know that I had, I'm not even lactose intolerant. It's just that I break out when I eat dairy. So I don't have a ton of dairy because I'm not interested in having acne on my face and my back. That is an inflammatory response. Acne is an inflammatory response. So if I'm starting to get it, I will say, okay, let me reevaluate my diet and see what I'm eating that is, maybe I can eliminate. Also, part of an anti-inflammatory diet is tons of fruits and vegetables. Vegetables help you detox, especially dark leafy green vegetables, and having foods that are rich in omega-3s. Earlier this week, I sent you guys an infographic that has some anti-inflammatory foods that you can incorporate. So if you can incorporate those as often as you can, once or twice a week, you will notice a difference in your body.